Today I'm here with Dan Toomey, an alumni of both 143 TV and CrossFit High School, and I'm going to interview him and find out what he's been doing in the past couple of years.
Great to be here, Max. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, what have you been up to? What have you been doing?
Oh man, I host a YouTube show called Good Work, and which is owned by Morning Brew and also the private equity company KKR. And that's kind of my entire existence right now, as well as doing stand-up comedy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that's what we got going on, Max. And
So,
I'm talking to you today.
Oh, yeah.
It's fantastic.
So when do you think you're going to get a real job?
Man, not for a while. If we get to a point where my parents can describe what I do, I know that my dreams have died.
All right, yeah, perfect.
So I'm hoping to never get to that.
That's amazing, yeah. Keep your hopes.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, I'm trying. I'm really trying, man.
For your Morning Brew, right, you do videos on a variety of topics. Recently you did an episode on the car from the America's wealthiest African-American businessman. Mm-hmm. So how do you pick your topics? You go all over the place.
How do we pick our topics? Well, for Good Work at least, it's just kind of like whatever's on the news, whatever people are melting their brains off on Twitter about. We're doing an episode about ayahuasca right now, which I'm very excited about. Any episode that helps me do more drugs than I should is also a good topic. Yep. Obviously, we've done a lot of illicit drugs for the Cybertruck episode, none of which made it on camera.
I assume so.
Yep. But a lot of it's just kind of, what's happening in the news and what we think, what gets us excited. We have a team of 3 people, so what we end up sharing. And we also have a little test that we call the dinner table test, where we'll try to bring up the topic at parties. And if people are interested in it off of us talking about it, then we know that's a good episode.
That seems like a really good system, actually. Yeah.
It's a good one. And it helps you, get out. And so this is a long way of saying we've gotten, cocktail parties to become part of our job as well. Just getting as far away as we possibly can from real employment.
That's perfect, yeah. Mm-hmm. So with the Cybertruck episode, you had a long saga of trying to find one.
Yes.
How did that happen? How did that come about?
Well, after weeks of being unable to find one, and people refusing to respond to my many requests on LinkedIn to let me borrow their Cybertruck for the day, we ended up just renting one on Turo. Out of Morning Brew's wallet. We spent about $500 to rent it for 4 to 6 hours, and it was a lovely man in South Brooklyn who was willing to let us drive around for the day. And when I got into the car, I had no idea how to operate the Cybertruck, and he went, "Oh yeah, I should probably tell you how to drive this thing." Pulled out his notes app, and then went to a note that said things I should tell people about the Cybertruck, and then proceeded to go down the list of how I should drive the thing. So, at the end of the day, instead of relying on the kindness of people's hearts to do you a favor, you should just buy them out.
That seems like a perfect strategy. Mm-hmm. Does that work especially well in New York?
That's what I'm trying to do here, by the way.
Oh, perfect.
So I hope that I'm getting paid for this.
Oh, absolutely. We'll bill you. Send us your accountant's information. We'll give you our lawyers. We'll figure something out.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to fleece this public school for all that it has.
Even though we're millions of dollars in debt.
I'm trying to
dig us further down.
I'm trying to rack that up a little bit more.
Yeah. We need more debt.
Yeah.
Debt is the new money worth, what they say.
Skippers go broke. All 2025. That's what I'm trying to do. But yeah, no, it was a fun episode to put together, and it's funny when you talk about episode selection, because we've done episodes on interest rates, and episodes about dark money campaign financing, and those do okay, and we're like, oh, we love people to be interested in these types of episodes about really in-depth topics. And then you make a Cybertruck episode, and it's like, okay, that's probably the one that most people want to watch.
That's the most clickable.
And it's the most fun, to be honest.
So how do you get into this groove of a good balance between finance, business, and comedy? How do you kind of find that niche?
It's hard, man. I think that the biggest thing for us is, it kind of is inherent in the process of how we write scripts, where we do all of our research, and then we do all of our interviews, which are mostly informational. And then we put the research and the interviews together to make a script. And then we have a script that's really just kind of, it's not funny at all. Yep. Some would say our final scripts end up not being funny at all. But we usually try to get to a script where there's no jokes in it. Yep. And then It's also important to mention that everybody on the Good Work team we vet to make sure are like base level idiots, just the dumbest possible people on the planet. And that means we get very bored with boring scripts. So then we try to throw dumb stuff in there to kind of, punch it up a little bit. And so that's usually like how we strike a balance, is that if we notice that the script is boring or we're not having fun writing it, that's where the comedy comes through.
Yep.
Sometimes in moments where we've felt like we've had to force a joke, that's where it becomes as unfunny as possible.
Yeah.
And usually when we're kind of bored and we're like, what if we said shebang here? Like that's when it ends up being.
I remember that episode.
That is truly peak comedy, is words, like bang or kablooey, that's as funny as it possibly gets.
Yep. And some might even say that we have a similar strategy for 143, where we hire the least intelligent people in this school. Try to get just a bunch of lackeys.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's worked out well for us.
No, I'm truly. At this desk and behind the desk over there, it's just a bunch of just grade A knuckle draggers, and I'm happy to have been leading the charge for all of you.
Absolutely, yeah. So you also have been getting into stand-up comedy recently. What's kind of gotten you to do that?
Years of trauma I'm trying to unwind on stage. Definitely this need to kind of always be heard by other people who, may have ignored me at certain points, like high school. And just this kind of like pain in my stomach that I've had for years that I'm really just trying to like release onto stage. But besides that, when I first moved to New York, I had done some stand-up in college, but not a ton. I had mostly done our TV station. And then when I moved to New York, I didn't know anybody. And there weren't a lot of kids that moved there from college. So I needed to meet other comedians, because that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a comedian. I didn't really want to be like just a video creator or somebody who made videos on Instagram or TikTok. And I thought, well, the quickest way to meet comedians is to go to open mics. And at open mics, they were doing stand-up. And it was really from there where I started to really like fall in love with joke writing and the art of stand-up, and just kind of like fall in love with a bunch of different like comedy albums and stuff that I would listen to just to try and get better. And that was about maybe like 4 or 5 years ago. So that's really where I started to get into it.
Yeah. So in a different interview, you mentioned that college humor has been a big inspiration for your video editing style and your comedy. So what other inspirations have you had that have inspired you to have such a unique sense of humor?
For good work?
For good work and your stand-up, for everything.
My favorite stuff that, like off the bat, the Colbert Report was something that I watched every day before high school just because my older brothers watched it. So that was my favorite show growing up. But a lot of where I kind of like get the most inspiration is random YouTube videos. I like, like a bunch of stuff will get recommended to me now that has maybe like 50 or 75 views. And because I don't have homework like you losers anymore, I now spend all of my time melting my brain on the YouTube algorithm.
That's the dream.
But my favorite, honestly, my favorite stuff, there's a show called The Day Today by a guy named Chris Morris. That was an old British show that I really love that inspires a lot of good work. And then the editing style all comes from like when I was making videos here and I only knew like 4 things on Premiere. And at the time, Premiere only had like 4 possible transitions. So you choose like the jankiest transitions you can think of. And they end up being really funny. And I'll see a lot of local news stations still use that editing style. And I think it's great. And it's so like, I don't know, it feels very down to earth.
Yeah, it feels very homemade and authentic.
Yeah, because sometimes when you watch all this stuff that feels too glossy, your mind just kind of glazes over it.
Yeah, exactly.
And so what I kind of wanted to do with Good Work was make something that really felt like just a guy was making it. Which it was. So a lot of these like local news stations that I find on YouTube are very big inspirations as well.
Yeah. So I actually want to go to my TV up there, and I want to show you some interesting things I found.
Max, this is horrifying.
So about 10 years ago, you joined the CSBN, and I want to bring up your first...
10 years ago?
10 years ago. So I want to bring up your first appearance on air ever, I think.
Oh,
From
no.
Yep.
I was like, I'm here to shake some stuff up at CSBN with this thing. Good God.
All right.
My
Thank you.
hairline
Goal,
is
the
so far
progressive
back
freshman
now.
Elizabeth Coletta was an all-star this year on the floor event, and the squad was also led by Cohasset senior captain Christina Tedeschi, who won the SSL's Sportsmanship Award. We were lucky enough to get some of Christina's thoughts on the season.
And I think here's your
That's
first
right,
speaking
Matt.
role.
With a record of 19-1, the boys garnered the second seed in the Division IV state tournament and will take on the winner of the West Bridgewater Cape Cod Academy game. The secret to their success lies within the wise words of legendary coach Bo Ruggiero.
And I think this is one of your
Thank you
first
very much.
full segments.
This vacation, Don Roy and I visited the Situate Racquet Club, home to where the Cohasset swim team
I've been looking for
practices.
this video,
I got
actually.
to catch up with senior captains Clark Indeck and Masson Sullivan, as well as sophomore star Julia Clare for a reporter versus swim team race. Take a look and we'll see how I played out against
I remember this video. I was so proud of this one.
Let's see. I only got a short video here. And just for a quick comparison, this is a 10-year difference.
Oh my God! Wow, wow. Yeah, my forehead is slowly consuming my entire skull.
I also want to say it's not that big of a difference. I've seen
You
worse.
don't think so? You've
No.
seen worse?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Well, wearing other people's skin will help you there.
Oh, that's the secret.
Yeah.
Oh
it is.
yeah.
Yeah. Wow, look at that.
So how has working at 143 TV and going to Cohasset High School inspired you kind of throughout your career?
Oh, truly, I think that this is one of the best outlets
Yep.
any high schooler who's interested in media can have. I mean, granted, there's TikTok and Instagram right now, and you can upload whatever, but especially with Don and a lot of other people who knew much more than me here, this is a great place to kind of make videos like that nobody was seeing.
Yep.
And learn the basics of reporting and editing and trying to do on-camera presentation. But this was, I spent so many hours in here learning the basics of Premiere and also just having fun. I think in that video, I actually remember I had a little transition where I think I threw in a Jay-Z song at the end. And that was cool because I used the posterize effect
Yep.
on Premiere, which is still what we use on the
Oh,
Good
yeah.
Work intro, which is really cool. So, a lot of this taught me the basics of production and reporting that I really wouldn't have got at any other, Cohasset wasn't really offering that in any classes or anything.
Yeah.
We have a camera class, but this was really where you could do things outside of an assignment that you were kind of naturally interested in rather than what a teacher was telling you to do.
Yeah, a lot more creative freedom almost.
Yeah, and Good Work, literally, my company didn't tell me to make that show. I
Yep.
kind of just came up with it and then brought it to my company, like a dog carrying a dead bird back.
Yep.
I was like, do you want this? And they were like, sure. And that was really all I did in college, too. I kind of cared about classes in college, but really my main focus was everything I did outside of class. And so this was certainly that for Cohasset.
And do you have any special memories from actually Cohasset High School?
Oh, yeah, a bunch. Special memories from Cohasset High School. I did a lot, but I'm trying to think of stuff that would resonate for 143 TV. We did a lot. The best was that I would commentate all the football games.
Yep.
And our field hockey team was really good, and I would also commentate the field hockey games. And I knew nothing about field hockey.
Yep.
And we would be up, we would be beating teams by 15. And so it would just be me and maybe Cole or Matt, who you saw earlier, sitting there, and we didn't know what to talk about. So we would just start, we Googled special holidays today, and it would be it's National Canvas Bag Day.
Amazing.
Great to hear that for all
Yep.
the canvas bags out there. And nobody would be watching, but it'd be fun. There was also, and I told you guys this story a bit earlier, but there was also the time where the Division VI Cohasset football team made it to the state finals.
Yep.
And it was our little production team. It was me, Richie Kincherf, and Luke Norton. That was our whole camera team going to Gillette Stadium. And there were 2 buses that got police escorts.
Oh, yeah.
And one bus had the football players in it, the other bus had the cheerleaders in it. And we were also supposed to be on those buses, but they forgot about us, as one frequently did. And our athletic director came up to us and he was like, hey guys, so you can either go in the bus with the football players or you can go in the bus with the cheerleaders. Which do you want to do? And we were like, such a hard decision. And then we ended up going in the bus with the cheerleaders. And I think one of them accidentally elbowed our camera equipment,
Yep.
and our camera guy got in a fight with the
Oh.
cheerleader. So we did not play that cool
Yep.
at all. But we were also on the bus ride back with them. So.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
So yeah, that was a fun memory. We were definitely not like the all-stars of high
Yeah.
school for sure.
I was actually speaking to one of the coaches here at Costed High School, Ron Ford, and I asked him if he had any insight for you, and he told me to ask you about your basketball career.
Oh yeah. But yeah, people in my life can't believe
Yep.
that I played basketball. I was like OCD about basketball growing up.
Yep.
Yeah, I played basketball like in a very intense way up until I was a sophomore in high school. And then in a very High School Musical-esque decision, I chose theater over basketball because Coach Bo Ruggiero didn't let me play both.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I had to make a very dramatic exit as a 5'8" skinny white kid to go be in a
Yep.
production of Guys and Dolls instead of probably kill it for the varsity basketball team.
From what Mr. Ford said, I believe right before you left, you had a game-winning shot, a buzzer beater shot, and that was your last ever basketball game you played for the school.
Was it really?
I believe so.
Wow, yeah, no, I did have a game-winning buzzer beater shot. I think when I was still playing JV.
Yep.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, and it was funny because like the way the local paper was there.
Yep.
And they interviewed me after, and they were like, I sounded like the coach's son that they let
yep.
play for like 1 minute a game because. I'm like this like skinny kid, and I
Yep.
come out at the end, I just heave up a half-court shot, and I make it. And they were like, "So how many points did you score that game?" And I was like, "Oh, just 3. Like that was it." And they're like, "How many shots did you take?" And I was like, "That was the one shot
Yep.
I took." So it really made it sound like I was like not a good player at
I mean,
all.
100%
So.
success rate then.
Yeah, well, thank you, Ron Ford. I appreciate the
Yep.
shout out. That means a lot that people are willing to remember that.
I'm going to check my interview questions again.
That is truly that was my peak in high school was when I hit that one game-winning shot. That was it. It was all just
all downhill from there.
plummeting after
All right.
that. Yeah, and I'm still on that plummet. Now here I am as a YouTube
yep.
comedian.
So I actually do have some. I found your yearbook, so I have some
Oh
pictures
my
from
God!
that.
Really? You guys
So-
are Nardwar over here.
Yeah. So
Oh,
you were
no.
most likely to be president. How's that going for you so far?
Terribly. And I would hate to be president.
Yep.
That'd be awful. But also, I don't think Alexandra Lanier's on her way to be president either. So, I guess we all voted wrong that year. Good
Well,
God.
Are you not going to run in the 2028 elections?
No, I refuse. Being in elected office sounds awful. And
Yeah.
I am as I've gotten older, I'm much better suited to tell stupid jokes on stage to the embarrassment of both my parents and myself.
I mean, yeah, if it works for you.
Yep. Right now it does, but we'll see. Long
We
term.
also have a photo from one of your musical productions. Unfortunately, I couldn't find the full video. Will you
Yep.
have any stories with that?
Yep. Well, that's me and Evan Canny.
Yep.
I'm sure a lot of people thought we were closeted lovers throughout our entire high school career. But nope, still my best friend to this day. I was hanging out with him last night, and I forget what show this was. I can't remember. Maybe this was it was either Guys and Dolls or The Drowsy Chaperone, because those are the only two. But it could have also been one of the one-act plays that we did. But yep, there we are. We were like the two guys who consistently were in shows here. Yeah, that's a good moment. A lot of fun at rehearsals.
And I believe you said in your yearbook, in 10 years you will be poor. How's that going for you? That is the direct quote.
I forgot that I said that. I don't know why I was so down on myself. Jeez.
Well, how's it worked out for you?
Will probably be poor.
Yeah.
Are you checking my net worth right now, Matt?
I don't know. I'm just wondering. You
I
work in
mean-
New York. I mean, it can go either way there.
Yeah, I will say New York rent has made me. Yeah, I feel like maybe on paper I'm not poor, but then off of my rent price and how much I blow on overly expensive drinks with smoke coming out of them
yeah.
that I think are really cool on dates. Yeah, I think I'm definitely back into being poor. And if not, I certainly will be in a few months. Off of my failed campaign for president, I'm definitely going to be
yeah.
poor, dude. Yeah.
And what do you think you'll be in the next 10 years?
In the next 10 years?
Yep.
Man. I don't know, man. I mean, it'd be great to just do, to just keep doing what I'm doing now, but
Yep.
on like a larger scale. That'd be cool. And then coming back here for another interview, that'd be sweet.
yeah,
or
I'll schedule
maybe,
that.
maybe I just come back here full circle and I'm hosting a show and then I'm interviewing you after you
Oh
go
yeah,
to
you're
MIT.
the next Don.
Yeah, and after you invent a new type of laser or a gun with legs, I can interview you on all of your success.
That's my ambition.
That's my goal. To
Yep.
be a 143 TV host again.
Well, you're always welcome back here.
Cradle to grave. That's what I'm trying to do.
We also have this photo. Oh no, we have your
This
main
is
photo.
so scary.
Yep.
I hope you guys know how horrifying this is for me. I hate this. I didn't. Man, why does I look? Okay, all right.
So you did say that your ambition was to entertain with relentless passion, energy, and aspiration.
Ew, that's so gross. Who says that?
You.
I was. Shut up, Max. Oh God.
I can move this bit closer into the camera.
This is so bad. To entertain with relent. God, what a dweeb. Jeez. Okay. Yep. Wow.
Do you have any notable corrections for this?
Well, my ambition now is just to chill out. Thinking my fan friends. No, I mean that's pretty good. Calvin and Hobbes. I mean, you can't go wrong.
You can't. Yeah, it's a classic.
However, I guess the one correction I should make here is I don't know what people's rhymes are. I know what the rest mean.
Yeah.
Except for turkey. I don't know what turkey is. But sweat. So my nickname in high school was not Tomb Raider, and it wasn't Toomey Dam. My nickname in high school was Sweatbag, because that's what my friends would call me.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you worked really hard, then you'd be considered a sweatbag.
Yep.
And so that was my actual nickname. Hence why I included sweat in there.
Amazing.
Good God, that's horrifying. Where did you find this?
We have a collection of all the old yearbooks in the library.
Got
I can
it.
bring it out for you later.
Okay, great. Thank you, Nardwar.
So this is actually a picture from Mr. Skipper your year.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, what I should say is, you think we wouldn't be able to find the old Mr. Skipper videos.
Can't find them?
Fortunately, we do have them.
No, I hate this. I don't like this.
So I think this is the introduction of the
Good God.
2016 Mr. Skipper.
2016. Okay.
Yep.
What did I do? Did I try
We'll
to
find out.
Did I try to sing a song and the music didn't work? No, I did. Oh, I did a Key and Peele sketch, right?
Yep.
Thank God I didn't do that with blackface. That would have been bad.
Yeah, it would have been bad.
Right? And I wasn't tempted to do that. Oh my God. Do they still do Mr. Skipper?
It was canceled for being too sexist.
Got it. Yeah. Alec Norton on the mic, who now works for the New York Mets.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Not
Didn't
bad.
know that.
Yeah, there we are.
Yep.
Who am I?
You're all the way on the left, I believe.
Yeah, I'm the incredibly short one on the left. There he goes. Who won? Derek?
We'll find out. I don't remember actually. I don't think I kept that in this clip. And
Killer.
yep.
Awful.
And you come up here.
Nice. Nice. All of us thought we were so funny, dude.
Ever the gentleman.
We were like, yeah. We were all like, this is peak comedy.
Oh, yep.
Nice. Wow. This is truly excruciating.
I only have, I think, a couple more slides
This is
of
the
this.
most horrifying. What is this?
Oh, it's the same thing.
That was
yeah.
more. Oh, okay. I thought you were like.
Oh, don't worry. I have more.
Yeah, great. I also did. I mean, yeah, I've filmed quite a bit, so I shouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
But this is truly
Round of applause with Dan Toomey, escorted by Morgan Healy.
by Morgan Healy. Wow. Okay.
Well, here we find ourselves again.
I sold that pretty well.
Yeah, you did. That was a pretty good stunt fall.
We were asked to set up a roast.
So everybody thought that was real.
Oh,
And
really?
I
Yeah.
think because I tried to do like a fake fall. I tried to do like a fake fall thing.
Yep.
And then I would be like, oh, I actually have my ring. But I think I sold that looks pretty legit.
Yeah.
So I think people actually thought that I was recovering there. So nobody like applauded or something. Like, oh, people thought I was like actually hurt.
Yeah.
After that, wow, nice, great.
So after that, we only have one question here at the studio. Do you have the Riz?
No. Nope. Never did, never will.
I mean, that was a pretty good performance there.
Thank you. Yeah. But that's not Riz at all. No, I definitely didn't. But it was a valiant effort, Dan.
A philosophical question,
Oh man.
hosted by, of course, by Mr. Levisi.
Who I saw the other day.
Oh, really?
At Dunkin' Donuts, yeah.
Dan,
Yes.
if you could choose your nickname, what would you choose for yourself?
That's a great question, Mr. Levisi.
Do you remember your
I don't know
answer?
if any of you know this.
Do you want to any prediction to your answer would be?
Is it Sweatbag?
The
It was
most
not.
famous South Shore, Massachusetts
It's
NASCAR driver there ever was. That
This is
being
like
said,
torture. I hope you know that.
we're
I
gonna
do.
Pick a sponsor, right? Danimal. The yogurt company and I have a great relationship right now, and
Is that still your
that was
ambition?
my nickname moving forward.
I was panicking.
I would have a great business going ahead towards retirement.
What am I saying?
Right now, and I think if that was my nickname moving forward, I would have a great business going ahead.
What did I even say?
Danimals.
Danimals, great. Wow. Yeah, fantastic. Dan, nice. Yeah, I was panicking.
Is that still your preferred nickname?
No, I think Sweatbag.
So that's what you prefer to be called?
Unfortunately, no. Only, yeah, no. I would not like to be called Sweatbag. I was called also Toomey Dan was a big one, which I think was in my yearbook as well. But no, Danimals. I was certainly panicking on that answer there. I had no idea what to say.
All right. And
I just want to reiterate how awful this is.
Oh, yeah.
What is this?
This is one of your sit-down video. We can resume this now. This is for Mr. Skipper as well.
My name is Edward Sasso. Two words. I don't know.
What was that?
I'm not sure. I was hoping you'd give us an insight on that.
I have zero idea what that was. You know what that was?
Yep.
I don't know, but the photo with all the hearts and everything.
Yep.
That was for a calendar we made because we wanted to do like a Mr. Skipper calendar.
Yep.
Thinking that like, oh, these are gonna sell. Like
Yep.
people, and this would be a good fundraiser
For like
because-
prom and stuff like that.
for
Yep.
prom and stuff.
Yep.
But then we realized that most adults don't feel comfortable ordering a pseudo-romantic calendar of high school boys.
That is a very fair
Which-
point.
Yeah, in hindsight,
Yeah.
terrible decision. But at the time, we were like, oh, this is going to kill. People are going to want to love this calendar of these sexy
How many did
high
you
school
sell?
boys. Dude, I have no idea. I think all of our parents bought them. I think my parents threw that away immediately. And my dad was like, I want to be seen with this or something
Yeah.
like that. So, yeah, I think that's what that photo is from. But I don't know what the... Is this the sketch?
Yes.
I can't watch.
Oh wait, no. Is this a sketch?
If we...
Hold on, I might have skipped something here.
If we have this sketch, can you do some computer stuff to make sure? Dude, we're like halfway through the slideshow. Okay.
We have a couple more.
All right, fine.
Oh, we're gonna get a good portion of this out, but you know.
This is awful.
I think this is actually the start of your sketch.
Look at that.
Yeah.
I remember after this. None of the parents knew what I was parodying.
Oh.
But at the time, like Key and Peele was popping off, but this was actually a Mad TV sketch
Yeah.
that a lot of the high schoolers liked.
Yep.
So I think we all knew what it was, but none of the adults knew.
Yep.
But then I remember after, because I wrote this thing. Wow. This is, wow, okay.
Yep.
I was really afraid you were going to be able to whip this out. So this is.
I spent a good couple hours looking for stuff. I did find a lot of your USC
Good to know
work.
you're spending your senior year wisely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
I have so many better things to do, but they don't matter as much.
Yeah, that's awesome. Wow.
I will say I did find a
Incredible
lot of
how
your,
I lost, after that performance.
Well, actually,
I really gave it all.
if we go to the next thing, this is the awards portion.
Nominees were winner in each category. And first up, our formal wear winner, Mr. Dan Toomey.
I won formal wear?
Yeah, you won formal wear.
That's like,
I would
that's
say
like nothing. And there I am. Look at that. Bearing chest.
That's the answers to those
I will say I would say that tracks, as you know, you are famously well dressed on, Morning Brew and Good Work with the trench coat. Yeah.
Thank you. Yes. Yeah, I would have worn it today, but then a guy showing up to a high school parking lot in a trench coat's not a good look.
Yeah, we were wondering at the studio. We're always me and I were asking each other, will you have the trench coat with them? But
I do have it with me. Not like with me like in my car. It's at my parents' house right now. But yeah, I'm not showing up to a high school wearing that.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Exactly. That's why filming it on the New York streets is one of the only places where I can safely have that on.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you recently brought the trench coat back for the Cybertruck episode. It was missing for a couple, right?
It was. Well, I mean, it gets hot.
And, in the summer, I guess. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, for the first season when we filmed for like August, I refused to take it off, and I was like, I'm an investigator. I need to wear this for everything.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then it got to a point where like my knees started to buckle because I was so hot in this. I mean, it's very heavy.
Yeah.
You feel like you're wearing a boat when you have that thing on. So so we've decided now when it's warm, we're gonna shed it, and then when it gets colder out, then the trench comes back. So it's back for now. And then, it's like a flock of birds. We migrate and then we leave again. So.
Will you be wearing it for your stand-up in Boston?
I will not, because the stand-up's a little bit different.
Yeah,
and
it
I
is.
want to, but for stand-up, I wear like a shirt and tie and stuff like that. So it's still formal. I wouldn't want it to not seem formal.
Yeah.
But
I mean, should we show up in like full tuxedos? I assume.
I would. It would be nice if you had gloves. Like white gloves. It's a black tie event.
Some champagne. Some champagne glasses.
Champagne. Yes. Exactly. How old are you?
No comment.
No comment?
Yep.
All right, please. Well,
Well, I mean, I didn't say they would have champagne in them. I just said the glasses themselves.
Champagne glasses, right.
Yeah.
They'll have cocaine in them, obviously.
I wasn't thinking of that.
Yeah, of course. But, no, I would like everybody to show up with a three-piece suit minimum.
All right, yep.
A nice watch would be nice.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'll break up my Movado.
Bring back fancy hats, too.
Oh, yeah, all right.
We need more fancy hats.
Yeah.
And also, I do think this, we need to bring back ties. People have not been wearing ties for a few years, and I think that they're actually a great way to show off your personality, So I think we should bring back ties. That's my message for today.
And why weren't you wearing a tie today?
Well, I woke up in this.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. I sleep in denim, so.
Oh, yeah. Must be comfortable. Yeah.
I mean, I was partying a lot last night, so I just rolled out of bed in this. But next time I'll have a tie.
And then the 143 crew wasn't invited?
To the party?
Yeah.
No, again, I don't think you know this, but you're in high school.
Yes, that is fair.
I think I'm trying to do as many legal activities as I can while I'm still here.
All right, that is fair.
But don't worry. Once you guys go to college and everything, then we'll
we'll have 143 will turn us into a disco,
Yeah, exactly. The 143 alumni parties. They'll be so fun. The cops will show up. That's like that's the standard that we should hold it to.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. I mean, Don was seriously, he'll get down.
Oh, yeah. Don definitely will have a good time. I wish Don was here.
Yeah.
Don Royne, the MVP of 143.
He's here in spirit with us.
He is here in spirit. We love you, Don. He's not dead, by the way. It made it sound like he's dead.
Yeah.
He's not dead. He's like very alive and well.
Yes.
So, but next time we'll
party
with Don.
So how do you think, going to CrossFit High School, led you to going here?
To
where you are right now?
Oh, man. I mean, I don't know. I really think, if I didn't have 143 TV and if I didn't have people like Bobby Nahill and a lot of older kids who were enthusiastic about Bobby Nahill, Matt McCormick, these names mean nothing to you, but they were kids who showed me that you could actually make this stuff, do media and have fun with it, and it just introduced a new passion into your life. When I went to school, man, I didn't know that you could even have a career in entertainment. I didn't know, because nobody in Cohasset is a script writer. Nobody's a script doctor.
It's finance at pretty much everything.
It's a bunch of finance stuff. And and then when I went to school, Bobby Nahill was a senior when I was a freshman. He went to USC, ended up giving me a tour of USC. And it wasn't until I got to school where I met kids who were like, oh yeah, my dad made roly-poly-oly or something for a TV, and you'd be like, what, that's a job? And then you find out that people actually work in entertainment and can find careers doing it. And then that opens another door. So 143 to me was kind of a way of saying oh, you can actually make TV shows, or you can make stuff. Now it's all YouTube stuff. But you can actually do this, and it can go towards something as long as you work hard enough.
You can kind of see outside the realm of Cohasset.
Yeah, a little bit,
Yeah.
which is great, you know. And that's why I always encourage kids. It's like if you can go to like, you know, as different of a place as possible for school, absolutely do it. So yeah, no, I mean, Cohasset High School for sure, but definitely 143 TV was a great place to start.
So what advice would you give to any, you know, like students in Cohasset High School right now?
Man, I mean, for me personally, and this isn't the case for everybody, but classes were great. Classes were really great, but all of my favorite stuff was outside of classes. I did a lot of groups because, again, I was a sweatbag. I was a filthy sweatbag.
Yeah, of course.
So doing as much as you possibly can and finding the things that you're really passionate about, that was the most important thing to me. So for me, that was like theater and writing really dumb sketches that would lose a talent competition. That was really big. So that's my personal advice, is just do as much as you possibly can, because if you don't like something, at least you tried it. You know. So yeah, and then also what I really like about here is that because the school is so small, everybody like ends up doing a bunch of things. So like I was on the soccer team and I did chorus, which is like, you know, and that was really great too because it introduces you to other groups of people, keeps things interesting for you. So just trying to stay as dynamic as possible, I think. And also sleep. Sleep is very important. So do that.
Yeah, that depends from student to student. You know, we have our own, you know, generation of sweats here, and there is a common joke that, you know, depending on what AP classes, we have our own generation of sweats here, and depending on what AP classes you take, you get anywhere between, you know, 4 and 8 hours of sleep, you know.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I remember those days. Not fun.
Yeah, I mean, at a certain point, you know, you just kind of get all the happy chemicals, you know, your brain's like telling you to go to sleep.
Yeah, this is the time to do it, you know. Now I'm like actually, like, I'm at the point where I'm like trying to prioritize sleep more. But in high school and college, it doesn't matter. But I think like, but if you ever like, you know, what I never got was in high school and college, I would have like, you know, anxiety, or I would get really stressed about something. I'd be like, why am I so stressed? And I'd be like, oh, maybe it's because for the past 3 weeks I've only gotten 4 hours of sleep. And then you get sleep and you're like, weirdly, I'm a lot more mentally healthy now.
That's I think an important message.
Yes. So so sleep is important. If you can't get it, you eventually will be, but just recognize that a lot of your problems in your head might just be caused by a lack of sleep.
All right,
so get sleep. Good time.
So what then has been like your favorite productions you've done over the years?
Ooh, I mean, I really like Good Work, man. I think it's fun, and I like making it a lot because I like, you know, the team is me, a guy named Henry, and a guy named Jack, and like we all edit the entire thing, and that's really been, I really like it. Like I think I enjoy the show a lot, which, you know, is more than I can say about some videos that I've made. I think every episode that we come out with is our best, and that's such a fun process to be a part of. So I really enjoy that. Anytime I get to come back to 143 TV is obviously my favorite production. Although this has truly been, and I say this for everybody involved in the process, unbearable. Yeah.
Would you say that's my fault?
What's up?
Well, would you say it's worse than the Getaway show? Like, has this been more torturous?
Oh, I mean,
well, that's the goal.
I'm sure my therapist will tell me later which one was worse for my mental health. So
Make sure to let me know.
I'll get back to you on that.
Yeah, I wonder like how deep in hell I'm going.
Oh yeah. I'll keep you posted once the therapy bills come in. I'll let you know about that. But
are those billable to 143? Do you think?
The therapy bills?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
I'll also talk to Don about that.
Maybe. Yeah. I'll solicit you guys something.
Yeah. All right. Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course. But no, I mean, like, Good Work is great. I mean, I really like working at Morning Brew. That's been fantastic. And then those have been most of the productions that I've worked on so far, honestly. I've done a few like live shows here and there, but like the main things have been Good Work and some other videos that I've done at Morning Brew. But yeah, those are probably my favorites, I'd say.
Yeah. All right. Do you have anything else you want to talk about here?
No, I think, you know, we ran through a lot. Just, again, what you guys are doing here is, like, so important, so cool. I really, you know, you really brought out all the production value.
The shirt, you know.
No, I mean, this is really, you know, grade A. What is this, duct tape?
No, gaffing tape,
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, what else would we use?
You guys cracked out the gaff? That's crazy. No, this is great. This is awesome. Congrats on your senior year.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
What advice, as a current high schooler speaking to a out-of-touch old, what's your advice to me on keeping up with pop culture nowadays?
Stay away from it.
Stay away from it?
Oh, yeah, no, it's all awful.
More than happy to.
Yeah, I think it's for the best, you know, save your brain the energy.
Cool, that sounds good with me, man.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, no, this has been great, and you're crushing
thanks for being here,
Yeah, of course, thanks for having me.
All right. How do I close this out?
So, I mean, best way to close it out
Yep.
would be like, just be like, well, Dan, thanks for coming in.
Yeah.
You're my hero, and you're an inspiration for everything that I've ever done.
All right, yeah.
And then be like, for 143 TV, give your full name. I only know you as Max.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's a common theme where I use my full, middle, and last name.
Oh, okay. Well, then, yeah. So it'd be like, Dan, thanks for coming on.
Yep.
For 143 TV, give the full name, and then you're good to go.
All right. Well, Dan, thanks for coming on. You've
Thanks
been
for
a
having
huge
me.
inspiration for us at 143 TV. We're what we strive to be.
Thank you. And I didn't convince you to say that at all.
Oh, no, that's off the top of my head.
Of course.
Well, this has been 143. I'm Maxwell Fernald, and we'll see you next time, Dan.